Ill Battle Report. What's good everyone, Memento Beats here, and this is the 9th episode of Ill Battle Report. Before I start, I would like to say a few words about my concept for Q&A session. I decided to do it, and I think that the best option would be to do live Q&A, however I would have to test it first. And if it works well, then we will do it in that way. If it doesn't work well, then I'll just post a thread under the Ill Battle Report section of the forum, and you will be able to post your questions there. You can also post them under this episode of Ill Battle Report. Ask me about anything and everything. Don't hesitate, I'm not going to bite you or something, so I'm waiting for your queries. Last week we had 5 beat fights closed, and we had the main event, which was Warzone. And first battle I'm going to discuss is beat fight number 30 between Onenkav and Soyeboogie. Battle was won by Soyeboogie. Congrats to you. Let's take a listen to his beat.
You know, there are many pathways our lives could take, each choice leading to a different lifestyle or outcome, and I hope to inspire you to get out of your own way, to seize this extraordinary standalone opportunity whose legacy has no competition. The way to it can be framed in one simple but thought-provoking truth. You're going to have to fight for the life you want to live.
When I heard that sample, I was like, "Ooh, this is fire!" Incredible mood of the beat. I immediately pictured either Notorious B.I.G. rapping on it or Rick Ross, because some of the songs by Rick Ross have very smooth, classy beats like the ones Soyeboogie presented. Those little vocal samples do their work. Mix is great, drums are on point, and I really like the rhythm pattern. Also, kick is mixed well with the bass, and this is something really important, not so easy to achieve. Overall, great job, but I would also like to distinguish beat by Onenkav here, as he also submitted cool beat. Let's check this out. First thing I would like to say is that arpeggio. That we have some wobbles in the background, and I have to say that recently Onenkav has been flirting with dubstep a lot. We can hear wobbles on most of his beats he submitted recently. For me it's good, as I'm also an advocate of modern things in beats, so props to you for doing it. However, IllMuzik is full of people who are older. And when I say older, I mean ones that lived in the 90s and was raised in hip-hop classics. Of course, it's not a rule, but when I look at active members, most of the time these are people who are fans of old school beats. And especially if you look at last month, there were loads of old school beats. And I also mentioned it in the last episode of the Battle Report. Technically, I really like it, and it's hard to choose for me between both of them. Also, the fact that Soyeboogie won doesn't necessarily mean that his beat was better, because it's almost impossible to compare them, as they were kept in 2 different styles. So in this case, I would say it was a matter of taste that decided about the final result. But I have to admit, I really like this dubstep thing, so big props to you for that. Next we have beat fight number 31 between Margira and Vossi Beats. Vossi Beats won with huge advantage. Let's take a listen to his winner production. Congrats to you, so here we have hip-hop beat kept in rock style. This beat could have been easily submitted to beat this with rock guitar theme. One thing I didn't like about it at all was part that starts at 2 minutes 21 seconds mark in the video with the fight. This is the one I'm talking about. that lead guitar part was something unbearable for me. It sounded out of tune. I don't know whether you planned to do it that way, but it wasn't good. Like, the beginning was good, but then it was like, oh man, but congrats to you on the win. Next we're moving on to beat fight number 32 between Fury Beats and Desire Beats. Desire Beats won, and here we have his win in production. Again, we had Desire Beats and Trap version. Congrats to you on the win. However, if I have to be honest with you, this beat was not good. There was too much things going on, especially with the hi-hats. There were problems with chops, mix was dirty. I'm not sure whether you were going for such mix, but I definitely didn't like it. When you made beat for last Beat This with no theme, I told you that I really enjoyed listening to your trap production, but in this case, it was weak. As I said, it wasn't good beat for me. Definitely the weakest one I heard from you, and I was really disappointed that you didn't base your beat on that initial sample. If you had added all these things you added later to this one, then I think it would have been much better. But you know, then you had that chops, and those chops were not done well, as we could easily hear them. They're like bum 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 bum. So you know, in this case, I would do an interpolation of that sample and recreate the melody with some VST. I know I'm hating you this week, but you know, I like your beats. But this one I would rate like 5 out of 10. Really, it wasn't that good. On the other hand, a very interesting thing happened with Fury Beats, as it has been the first time when I heard a beat from him that was actually pretty nice to listen to. Finally, structure and arrangement of his beat was coherent and clear. Mix was okay, and I'm glad to see progress in your beats, because it's very good that you stopped having that weird moments. You know, when you introduced that one part, you were creating the tension, and then you were coming back to the initial point. And you are leaving the listener with a lag of resolution. You have to understand that I'm trying to be honest with you, and I definitely am not an expert in beat making, producing, and I'm giving you only my opinion on your beats, but I think I have enough skills to do it. I show my skills in beat battles, and I can honestly say I earned the right to do it. So when I tell you your beat is weak, and I'm pointing out all the drawbacks of it, I'm not doing it because I don't like you, because I have never met you and probably I will never do it considering the distance between us, but I'm doing it in order to help you get better. It can be harsh sometimes, as it is not pleasant to hear bad things about your material, because most of us take such stuff very personally, and there is nothing weird about it, because we're showing our view on music to the world. We're exposing ourselves, and we're exposing our musical taste and artistic sensitivity. And I understand that when you get bad feedback, it's not something nice. Personally, I notice that when someone gives me bad feedback, I respond, okay, or if I'm a bit pissed off, I say, I don't care, you don't know shit, man. Or something like that. But believe me or not, I review all the feedback I get, and I try to implement right changes in the future. But in my case, I need some time to process it. I can be harsh at the moment of receiving that feedback, but it's not the role. It also depends on who gives me that feedback. If I respect that person, then I'm saying, alright, thank you for advice, etc. So it's not like I detest the name Fury Beats, and every time I see your name, I'm like, oh man, oh no, another weak beat from this guy. No, it doesn't look that way. I react to the things I hear, and in this case, I hear progress, big progress. So very good job, man, and keep it up. Keep developing yourself. Let's take a listen to the beat by Fury Beats.
say daddy.
Alright, so now we're moving on to beat fight number 33 between Papa's Beats and Cool DJ RKM. Papa's Beats took the win. Big congrats to you, and let's take a listen to the winning beat.
Your $5 ass down before I make change.
A lot of vocal snippets, I have to say. There was a lot of vocal snippets in both beats, because in Beat by Papa's Beats there were only a few of them, but vocal snippets in Beat by Cool J RKM was somewhat an exaggeration for me. When it comes to Beat by Papa's Beats, probably it contains the best drums I have ever heard so far in your production. Really, really good job, man. So now we're moving on to the main event of last week, which was Warzone. Contest was won by Primes, and it was his first win in Warzone, so big congrats to you for that. Next on the platinum place was Krustevski, and I think it was his highest placement so far. On gold place we have Skidflow, on silver place we have Arvin Armani, and I ended up on bronze place, which was a big surprise for me, as I didn't expect that at all. I chose 14 beats in total, 4 from round 1, 5 from round 2, 3 from round 3, and 2 from the finals. First beat I would like to distinguish, and my favorite one out of the whole competition was beat by Janfer, titled Mendelssohn. Hands down, the best and most original submission in this edition of Warzone. There is no question about it. Sound and phrasing of those strings was very sophisticated. Mix was great. It is also beautiful that Janfer managed to include the typical elements of French rap in his beat. When I heard it, it reminded me of music from movie Taxi. I literally saw Daniel driving his tuned Peugeot. Literally, really outstanding production, and as I mentioned earlier, my favorite one. Big props to you, and keep it up, man. Next beat I wanted to say a few words about is J United by Arvin Armani. Very cool beat with oriental vibe. Drums are on point, I like it a lot, man. Next beat is Bless This by Primes. I like that vocal sample you used, I like that synth you used at 35 seconds mark, I think. I also enjoyed the opening melody. Really cool job. Last beat from round 1 is Play This by Too Good Production. I'm not sure, but I think you submitted this beat before somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, nice melody, nice vocal samples, and mix is great as always. We're moving on to round 2. First beat from round 2 I want to distinguish is Smoke Rings by these beats. Very good samples, drums are on point, mood of the beat is very chillin', mix is great as always, and arrangement is also on top level. Big props. In the same fight we had Arvin Armani with his beat Trash Mama. Also nice choice of sample, nice drums, cool mix. I like the way you played with cutting off frequencies at the beginning. That vocal samples was also good. Overall, very decent production. Next we have Primes with beat Sharingan, and here comes the funny thing. I have to say that at first when I saw the title I thought it was saying Shuriken, as in Naruto. Those of you who are familiar with Naruto will know what I'm talking about. But anyway, it's Sharingan. Nice melody played on plug in the beginning. And next we are attacked by Siren, and later on drums and 808 are introduced. Very good mix, nice bassline and great drums. Big thumb up for you. Next beat is very interesting, as it is a sample of one of my beats. Two Productions sampled my beat titled God of War and created Demon of War. I have to say it's great feeling when you are sampled by someone. I feel like Lionel Richie or something. However, in my opinion, Too Good Productions did really good job, because he sampled very hard, aggressive trap banger and made an old school beat out of it. So, really good job. Last guy from round 2 I wanted to distinguish is Papa's Beats with his beat My Block. Without a doubt, one of my favorite beats of yours. Beautiful drums. This is the thing I mentioned earlier, that you really developed yourself when it comes to mix. I see progress in your productions every week, so keep it up, man, and don't give up. We're moving on to round 3, and first beat from round 3 I wanted to talk about is beat titled 3 by Krostevsky. Round 3, beat number 3. I love that saxophone phrase. It's funny because I noticed that most of the time I hear saxophone in someone's beat, it automatically gets a big plus for me. I don't know why, but this instrument sounds beautiful to me, really. Apart from saxophone, we have pretty low end with nice bass line. Drums are on point, nothing more to add. Good job. Next beat is Bad Neighbors by Can't Keep Still. What I like the most about this production are changes in mood of the beat. It starts as a beat with, let's call it, neutral mood. At around 22 seconds mark it changes to very happy one. Generally speaking, I noticed that it's one of the features of beats by Can't Keep Still. Changes in mood. What is great about it is the fact that he does it in a very unpredictable way. For example, in his beat with Undertaker's theme, he also moved to that part with Undertaker's theme in quite unusual way. So this is what I like about his productions. I used to hate his material, and I said it multiple times, that I disrespected him, but I can clearly see that he made huge steps when it comes to improvement of his sound. Keep it up, man, because you're getting better and better, really. Last track from round 3 I wanted to distinguish is beat titled Spliff by Primes. I love the melody on the piano here, it creates sort of mysterious atmosphere in the beat. Also, drums are made differently to those that we knew from his earlier productions. Here they are softer, and I have to say they are quite original when it comes to sound. I have to say I really like this beat, so cool job, man. In the finals I decided to honor another beat by Can't Keep Still titled Plug and Parade. I like that string phrase you used in your beat. It sounds like cello to me. Drums are on point, the bass is also nice, however arrangement could be improved, but overall I like it. And last beat is beat number 4 by Krostevsky. Again we have some brass here, I like the arrangement. That piano in the background is awesome. Nice sounding bass, and the rhythm on drums immediately made my head bouncing up and down. So really great job. So that's it for today, folks. Thanks for listening. If you like it, don't forget to smash that like button below, click subscribe and hit the bell notification in order to stay tuned with the latest videos that are uploaded to this channel. Till next time.